There are moments when life makes you feel unwanted, forgotten, or left behind. You wonder why someone walked away, why a door closed, or why something you deeply hoped for never became yours. But what if that rejection was never meant to break you? What if it was quietly protecting you from a path that would have cost you your peace, your identity, or your happiness? Sometimes, what feels like rejection is actually redirection. You may not understand it while you are standing in the middle of the pain, but with time, you begin to see that certain endings were necessary. Not everything you lose is a punishment, and not everyone who leaves is a loss. Some people, places, and opportunities disappear because your life is trying to make room for something that fits the person you are becoming. So before you question your worth because something did not choose you, pause for a moment and listen within. Maybe you were never rejected. Maybe you were protected from something you could not yet see. There is a strange kind of pain that comes when a door closes without giving you the explanation you were hoping for. You may replay the situation again and again, wondering what you did wrong or why you were not enough. But sometimes, the answer is not hidden in what you did wrong. Sometimes, the closed door itself is the answer. Life has a way of removing certain things before we understand why they were harmful to us. A person may leave, an opportunity may disappear, or a dream may suddenly become impossible, and in that moment, it can feel like everything is falling apart. Yet months or years later, you may look back and realize that what once broke your heart was actually saving your future. Not every closed door is meant to be reopened. Some doors close because the path behind them no longer belongs to the person you are becoming. And although your heart may still be searching for an explanation, perhaps you do not need one right now. Perhaps you simply need to trust that what left your life did not take your entire future with it. There is still another door waiting, and this time, it may lead somewhere your old life could never take you. Rejection has a way of making you question parts of yourself you once felt confident about. When someone chooses another person, when an opportunity passes you by, or when something you desperately wanted slips away, your mind can quickly turn against you. You start thinking, maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I wasn't worthy. Maybe I should have tried harder. But rejection does not always reveal your weakness. Sometimes, it reveals that you were trying to fit into a place that was never designed for you. The truth is, you can be valuable and still be overlooked. You can have a good heart and still be misunderstood. You can give your best and still not receive what you hoped for. None of these things reduce your worth. Sometimes rejection becomes the moment that forces you to stop seeking validation from people who could never truly see you. It teaches you to build your confidence from within rather than depending on someone else's decision to feel worthy. And slowly, something changes inside you. You stop asking, why didn't they choose me, and begin asking, why was I trying so hard to be chosen by them? That question can change everything, because the moment you recognize your own value, rejection loses the power it once had over your heart. Sometimes, protection does not look like protection when you are living through it. It looks like disappointment, loneliness, delay, or an ending you never wanted. You may feel as though life has taken something precious away from you, without realizing what it might be saving you from. There are situations that seem perfect from the outside but would have slowly drained your peace if they had continued. There are people you desperately want to keep who may not have been capable of giving you the love, honesty, or respect you deserved. And there are opportunities you believe would have changed your life, when in reality, they might have taken you further away from the person you were meant to become. The difficult part is that protection often happens silently. You do not receive a warning before the door closes. You do not always understand the reason behind an ending. You simply have to walk through the uncertainty and trust that your story is not ending just because one chapter did. One day, you may look back at the things you cried over and realize that they were quietly moving you away from what was never meant to remain. What feels like loss today may become the reason you are grateful tomorrow. And perhaps the greatest form of protection is not keeping everything you love, but removing what would have prevented you from finding the life that truly belongs to you. Letting go is one of the hardest lessons because your heart often holds on long after reality has told you to move forward. You may keep remembering the conversations, the possibilities, and the moments that made you believe something would last forever. You may wish you could go back and change one decision, say one different sentence, or somehow make the ending disappear. But healing begins when you stop fighting what has already happened. Letting go does not mean that you never cared. It does not mean that the memories suddenly become meaningless. It simply means that you are choosing your peace over your attachment to something that can no longer grow with you. Sometimes you have to accept that a chapter was beautiful but temporary, and that its purpose was not to stay forever but to teach you something you needed for the next chapter. The more you release what you cannot control, the more space you create for something new to enter your life. You begin to understand that holding on will not bring back what was lost, but letting go can bring you back to yourself. And perhaps that is what you were searching for all along, not another chance with the past, but the courage to finally walk toward your future. There comes a moment when you realize that constantly trying to be understood, accepted, or chosen is exhausting your spirit. You have spent so much time wondering what others think of you that you forgot to ask yourself what you truly want. You kept adjusting your heart to fit into places where you were never comfortable, hoping that one day someone would finally recognize your effort. But choosing yourself means understanding that your worth does not increase when someone stays, and it does not decrease when someone leaves. You begin to stop chasing explanations from people who have already shown you their answer through their actions. You stop forcing conversations, relationships, and opportunities that require you to abandon your peace just to keep them alive. This does not make you cold or selfish, it makes you aware. You realize that protecting your energy is not the same as closing your heart. It means becoming selective about what deserves access to your time, attention, and emotions. And slowly, you begin to feel lighter. You no longer need to convince anyone that you are worth loving, respecting, or choosing. You simply become comfortable with who you are, even when nobody is applauding you. Perhaps this is the moment when rejection finally loses its power, when you stop waiting for someone else to choose you because you have finally chosen yourself. There will be seasons in your life when you will not understand why certain things are happening, and that uncertainty can feel heavier than the pain itself. You may pray for something to remain, while everything around you seems to be pushing it away. You may ask why your path became difficult when you were only trying to do your best. But not every answer arrives immediately. Some things only make sense after you have walked far enough away from them to see the bigger picture. What feels like a delay may be preparing you. What feels like an ending may be creating space. What feels like rejection may be protecting your heart from something you were not ready to recognize. You do not have to understand every chapter while you are living through it. Sometimes, you simply have to keep moving with faith that your story is still unfolding. Trust does not mean that you will never feel afraid or disappointed. It means you choose not to let those feelings convince you that your future is already decided. There is still so much you cannot see, so many possibilities waiting beyond the present moment, and so many ways your life can change when you least expect it. One day, the pieces may finally come together, and you may realize that the things you once questioned were quietly guiding you toward a life that was better suited for who you were becoming. Acceptance does not mean that you suddenly stop caring about what happened. It means you finally stop allowing what happened to control where your life goes next. For a long time, you may carry the weight of an ending, wondering whether things could have been different if you had tried harder or waited longer. But eventually, there comes a quiet moment when you realize that some stories cannot be rewritten, and that is okay. You begin to understand that peace is not found by getting every answer you wanted. Sometimes, peace comes from accepting that you may never get those answers. You stop looking for closure from people who cannot give it to you, and you start creating closure within yourself. The memories may remain, but they no longer have the same power. The pain becomes softer, the questions become quieter, and your heart slowly learns that moving forward is not betrayal of the past. It is simply an acknowledgement that your life still deserves to continue. You begin noticing the beauty in ordinary moments again, the quiet mornings, the small victories, the people who genuinely care, and the dreams you once ignored while trying to hold on to something that was already leaving. And perhaps this is the greatest sign that you are healing. You no longer need the past to change before you can be at peace with your present. You finally realize that what happened may always be part of your story, but it does not have to decide the ending. As you begin to heal, you slowly stop chasing what constantly makes you question your worth. You realize that the right things in life do not always arrive with struggle, confusion, or the feeling that you have to prove yourself every day. This does not mean that everything meant for you will be easy, but it means you will no longer have to destroy your peace just to keep something alive. The people who truly belong in your life will not require you to become someone you are not. The opportunities meant for you will not always come at the exact moment you want them, but they will meet you when you are ready to receive them. Sometimes, the greatest mistake we make is assuming that because something left, nothing better will ever come. We look at one closed door and forget that life contains countless paths we have not yet discovered. Your future is not limited by the person who walked away, the opportunity you missed, or the dream that did not happen. There is still so much waiting beyond what you currently understand. So instead of desperately trying to bring back what has already gone, allow yourself to become available for what is coming next. Trust that you do not need to chase every blessing. Some things will arrive naturally when you stop forcing what was never meant to stay. And one day, when something enters your life with peace instead of confusion, you may finally understand why certain things had to leave first. Maybe the greatest lesson of all is realizing that not every loss was meant to punish you. Some endings were preparing you for a life you could not imagine while you were still holding on to the past. You may never know exactly what you were protected from, and perhaps you do not need to. What matters is that you survived the moments you once believed would destroy you. You grew through the disappointment, found strength inside your weakness, and slowly learned to trust yourself again. The things that once made you question your worth no longer have to define you. You are allowed to walk away without anger, to remember without returning, and to move forward without needing everyone to understand your decision. There will always be moments when you wonder what might have happened if things had worked out differently, but do not let those questions steal the beauty of what is still possible. Your story did not end when someone rejected you. Your life did not become meaningless when a door closed. Perhaps that ending was simply the space you needed to become stronger, wiser, and more aware of what you truly deserve. So if something has recently left your life, breathe deeply and remind yourself that you are still here. You are still becoming. You are still capable of finding peace, purpose, and genuine happiness. Maybe you were not rejected after all. Maybe you were protected, redirected, and quietly prepared for something that could only find you once you were finally ready to let go.